Listen to me, because this might be the most important thing you hear today. There will come a time when you feel like the world has turned its back on you, when the people you trusted walk away, when your phone goes silent, when you realize that nobody is coming to save you. In that moment, most people break. But you won't. You will rise, because being alone is not a curse. It's your greatest weapon. Happiness alone starts when you stop begging for validation, when you stop measuring your worth by how many people like you, love you, or choose you. It starts when you own your mornings, your health, your goals, your peace. When you understand that you don't need anyone to feel alive, you become unstoppable. Alone time is where you build yourself physically, mentally, financially. It's where you discover that your power doesn't come from others. It comes from within. You'll scare people when you're truly happy alone, because they can't control you, but that's the point. You're free. Most people misunderstand self-respect. They think it's about confidence, about walking into a room with your chest out and your chin high. They think it's about the way you speak or the image you present to others. But real self-respect isn't about appearances. It's about what you do when no one is watching. It's about discipline. Discipline is the foundation of everything you want in life. Without it, you're a prisoner to your emotions. You wake up only if you feel like it. You work only if you feel motivated. You eat whatever's easy, watch whatever's on, and let life happen to you instead of controlling it. That's not self-respect, that's self-betrayal. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you teach your mind that your own word means nothing. But when you decide to live with discipline, you flip the script. You become someone whose word is law, especially to yourself. If you say you're getting up at 6 a.m., you get up. If you say you're hitting the gym, you hit the gym. If you say you're working toward a goal, you work. No excuses, no negotiation. Discipline is not about comfort, it's about control. And here's the truth. You can't respect yourself if you can't control yourself. The person who skips workouts, ignores their responsibilities, and gives into distractions is sending themselves a message, I am not strong enough to follow through. That message kills your confidence. On the other hand, every time you push through discomfort, you prove something powerful. I am stronger than my feelings. And that proof builds real, unshakable respect. Discipline isn't glamorous. It's early mornings when you're tired. It's doing the work after everyone else has gone home. It's saying no to temptations that feel good now, but cost you later. It's eating clean when everyone else is eating junk. It's putting your phone down to focus on your craft when your friends are scrolling through nonsense. Discipline is lonely. That's why most people avoid it. But the loneliness is exactly where you find yourself. When no one's watching, when no one's clapping, when no one's pushing you, that's when discipline becomes pure. It's no longer about proving something to others. It's about proving something to you. And here's the secret. The more disciplined you are, the freer you become. People think discipline is restriction, but it's the opposite. The person who can control themselves is free from the traps that control everyone else. Addiction, laziness, regret, dependence. They don't need external motivation because their drive comes from within. They can trust themselves to get the job done. That trust is the root of self-respect. When you know you will do what you say, you stop doubting yourself. You start aiming higher because you know you can handle the climb. And when life tests you, and it will, you stand firm because you've already proven to yourself that you don't break under pressure. Discipline also changes how others see you. People respect strength. They notice the person who consistently shows up, keeps their word, and outworks everyone. But the real win isn't their respect. It's yours. Because deep down, you're the one who has to live with yourself. You're the one who has to look in the mirror every morning. And nothing feels better than knowing you're living as your best self. Not because it's easy, but because it's right. Discipline will hurt at first. Your mind will fight you. Your body will resist. Your old habits will whisper that it's okay to skip, to rest, to take it easy. But every time you say no to that weakness, you feed the part of you that's strong. Over time, discipline stops being a chore and becomes a part of your identity. You no longer ask, should I do this? You just do it because that's who you are. Self-respect is earned. It's not something you're born with, and it's not something you can buy. It's built brick by brick, decision by decision. Every act of discipline is a brick. Every moment you follow through, even when it's hard, adds another layer to the fortress of your self-respect. And here's the beautiful part. Once that fortress is strong, nothing can knock it down. No opinion, no setback, no failure can take it away from you. Because you know who you are. You're the person who keeps going. So if you want self-respect, stop looking for quick fixes and motivational highs. Start looking at your daily habits. Are you doing what you said you'd do? Are you holding yourself to a standard even when no one else is? Are you choosing the hard right over the easy wrong? If the answer is no, change it today, not tomorrow, not next week, now. Discipline is built in the moment you act, not in the moment you think about acting. You don't need anyone to believe in you first. You don't need perfect conditions. You just need to decide that you are done living at the mercy of your own weakness. Start with small promises and keep them. Wake up on time, move your body, eat food that fuels you, cut out distractions, do the thing you've been avoiding. Each time you win those small battles, your self-respect grows. And soon, you'll look back and realize you've become someone unrecognizable. Not because you changed who you are, but because you finally became the version of yourself you were always meant to be. That is the power of discipline. That is how you build a self-respect so strong that being alone never scares you, because you'll know that as long as you have everything. Life without goals is like sailing without a destination. You might be moving, but you're not going anywhere. You wake up, you go through the motions, you fill your days with noise, and yet deep down, you feel empty. That's because human beings are wired to chase something. We're designed to have a purpose so powerful that it pulls us forward even when we're tired, stressed, or lost. The problem is, most people set goals that are too small, too safe, too boring. They set goals based on what's realistic or comfortable, and then they wonder why they feel unmotivated. You don't get fire in your soul from a goal that's convenient. You get it from a goal that scares you a little. A goal that makes your stomach twist when you think about it. A goal that forces you to become a stronger, sharper, more disciplined version of yourself. The moment you choose a goal that excites you, something changes in your mind. You start seeing opportunities where before you saw problems. You start waking up with purpose instead of dread. You start pushing through pain because the vision in your head is more powerful than the excuses in your mouth. But excitement alone isn't enough. You need relentless pursuit. This is where most people fail. They get excited for a few days, maybe a few weeks, and they stop when it gets hard. They think motivation will carry them to the finish line, but motivation is fickle. It comes and goes. What carries you is obsession. You need to want your goal so badly that the idea of not reaching it physically bothers you. You need to think about it when you wake up, when you eat, when you train, when you're stuck in traffic. You need to keep chasing it even when you're exhausted, even when no one is cheering, even when progress feels painfully slow. That's the price of greatness. You don't get to take days off from your dreams. The pursuit of an exciting goal will test you. It will expose your weaknesses. It will make you uncomfortable. And that's exactly why it's worth it. Every time you face resistance and keep going, you're not just getting closer to your goal. You're building the character to sustain it once you get there. Because the truth is, achieving something isn't the hardest part. Keeping it is. And only someone who's fought for their goal with relentless consistency will have the strength to protect it. You have to understand that an exciting goal isn't just about the end result. It's about who you become along the way. The version of you that starts is not the version of you that finishes. Along the journey, you'll learn discipline, patience, focus, and resilience. You'll discover how much you're capable of when you stop letting fear and laziness dictate your life. You'll realize that the goal was never just about the car, the body, the money, the freedom. It was about becoming a person worthy of having those things. Too many people chase goals for show. They want recognition, applause, validation. That's a weak fuel. It burns out fast. The real fuel is personal meaning. Your goal should matter to you so deeply that even if no one saw you achieve it, you'd still fight for it. That's when you know it's real. And when you found that kind of goal, you have to protect it from the world. Don't waste time explaining it to people who don't get it. Don't let small-minded opinions shrink your vision. Don't let distractions pull you away from what matters. There will be days when your goal feels far away, days when you question yourself, days when the progress is invisible. Those are the days that separate the winners from the rest. Winners keep moving. Winners do the work without needing instant results. Winners trust the process because they know that every brick laid eventually builds the wall. Relentless pursuit means you accept that this isn't going to be easy or fast. You accept the sacrifices. You trade parties for progress, comfort for growth, sleep for early mornings, excuses for action. You stop looking for balance and start looking for progress. And every single day, you take a step forward, even if it's small. The danger of not chasing something that excites you is that you end up settling. You settle for an average life, for a job you hate, for a body you don't respect, for a version of yourself that you know isn't the best. And that's the kind of pain that lasts forever. The pain of wondering what you could have been if you had just tried. So choose a goal that lights a fire in you, not one that's easy to reach, not one that fits neatly into your current life. Choose one that demands you evolve. Choose one that scares you just enough to know it's worth it. Then make the decision that no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it gets, no matter who doubts you, you will not stop. Because the moment you stop chasing is the moment you start dying inside. And if you keep going, truly keep going, you'll not only reach that goal, you'll become the kind of person who can conquer anything. And that is worth every drop of effort you put in. Your peace is the most valuable asset you have. And yet most people treat it like it's disposable. They give it away to toxic people, endless arguments, social media drama, and problems that aren't even theirs. They trade it for short-term approval, gossip, or the illusion of staying connected, and then they wonder why they feel drained, angry, and stuck. You have to understand, without peace, your mind becomes a battlefield. And when your mind is under constant attack, it's impossible to focus, grow, or even enjoy life. Protecting your peace isn't some luxury for people with easy lives. It's survival. If you don't guard it, the world will strip it from you without hesitation. The truth is, not everyone deserves access to you. Not everyone should get your time, your attention, or your energy. Some people exist purely to drain it. They bring chaos, negativity, and unnecessary problems into your life. And the more you entertain them, the more they consume you. Protecting your peace means learning to say no, not just to people, but to situations, habits, and thoughts that take more than they give. It's about setting boundaries so strong that they act like armor. People might call you selfish for this, but the reality is if you're constantly pouring yourself into everyone else, you'll eventually have nothing left for yourself. And an empty, exhausted version of you is no good to anyone. Protecting your peace also means controlling your environment. Your surroundings shape your mindset, and your mindset shapes your life. If you live in constant noise, both literal and emotional, your brain will stay in a reactive, stressed state. That's why you need to be intentional about who you spend time with, what you consume, and where you put your energy. If something doesn't inspire you, teach you, or bring you joy, question why it's in your life at all. There's a reason highly focused, successful people often keep their circles small. They understand that peace allows clarity and clarity allows growth. But it's not just about people. You have to protect your peace from your own mind too. That means letting go of grudges, forgiving not because they deserve it, but because you deserve freedom, and refusing to replay negative events over and over like a broken record. Every time you give energy to something that's over, you rob yourself of the present moment. And the present is the only place you can actually live, work, and change your future. You also have to protect your peace from the addiction to constant stimulation. Modern life trains you to be available 24/7, to answer every message instantly, to scroll endlessly, to react to every piece of news as if it's your responsibility. This constant connection is disguised as progress, but in reality, it's a mental trap. You have to unplug, to be unavailable sometimes, to reclaim your focus from the chaos of the digital world. Peace thrives in stillness, not in a flood of noise. And yes, protecting your peace will cost you. It will cost you relationships. It will cost you opportunities that aren't aligned with your values. It will cost you the image of being always available or always agreeable, but the price is worth it because the alternative is living in constant emotional debt, always overdrawn, always exhausted, always at the mercy of things outside your control. When you protect your peace, you're not being weak, you're being strategic. You're choosing to invest your energy into what truly matters and refusing to waste it on distractions that lead nowhere. You're creating space in your life for the things that actually fulfill you. And here's the irony. When you protect your peace, you often end up having more to give to the people who matter. You show up with more patience, more clarity, and more presence because you're no longer running on fumes. Protecting your peace also requires courage because you will have to make hard choices. You'll have to cut ties with people you love but who consistently bring you harm. You'll have to walk away from situations that feel comfortable but keep you small. You'll have to resist the urge to fight every battle, to prove every point, to respond to every attack. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is not engage. Not every comment needs a reply. Not every insult needs a defense. Not every conflict needs your participation. Your silence can be your shield, and your distance can be your protection. In the end, protecting your peace is about taking full responsibility for your inner world. It's about refusing to hand over the keys to your mood, your energy, or your future to anyone or anything outside of you. Because once you lose peace, you lose focus. Once you lose focus, you lose progress. And once you lose progress, life starts to feel meaningless. So guard it fiercely. Filter who and what gets to enter your mental space. Create boundaries and enforce them without apology. Walk away from anything that threatens your sense of calm. Protect your peace like your life depends on it, because it does. Your mind is your fortress, and without it, you have nothing. Keep it strong, keep it clean, keep it yours. When it's all said and done, your peace is the foundation for everything else in your life, your success, your relationships, your happiness, your health. Without it, nothing stands for long. You could have money, fame, status, and still feel like you're drowning if your mind is constantly at war with itself. That's why protecting your peace isn't optional. It's the rule you live by, and you have to be ruthless about it. Cut off the noise, the drama, the distractions. Walk away from anyone who repeatedly pulls you into chaos. Say no without guilt. Spend more time in places with people and on activities that make you feel grounded. Give yourself the gift of quiet so you can hear your own thoughts, because clarity comes when the noise stops. Understand this, the world will keep testing your boundaries. It will keep sending people and situations to see if you'll compromise your peace. Your job is to stand firm every single time, because once you master protecting your peace, you master yourself. And when you master yourself, you can build the life you truly want, one that's calm on the inside, no matter what's happening on the outside. That's real power. That's real freedom.